Life isn't always easy, is it? Sometimes it feels like the universe is conspiring against us, throwing one challenge after another our way. We all go through tough times, moments when everything seems to fall apart and we're left picking up the pieces. Sickness, heartbreak, loss. Pain can feel like an unwelcome visitor, showing up at our doorstep without warning. It can be relentless and unforgiving. It can leave us feeling lost and alone, questioning everything we thought we knew. We wonder if we'll ever find our way back to happiness. I remember a time when I felt like I was drowning in worry and fear. Every day was a struggle and hope seemed like a distant dream. My circumstances felt overwhelming and I couldn't see a way out. It was as if I was trapped in a never-ending storm. It was during that season of suffering that I began to search for answers, for something bigger than myself to cling to. I needed a lifeline. That's when I turned to the Bible. I sought solace in its pages, hoping to find some semblance of peace. I needed comfort, guidance, and maybe even a little bit of hope, something to hold on to when everything else seemed to be slipping away. And you know what? I found it. In those ancient words, I discovered a source of strength and encouragement. The Bible doesn't sugarcoat suffering. It speaks honestly about the trials we face. It acknowledges that we live in a broken world, one that's been marred by sin and pain, yet it also offers hope. But here's the beautiful truth. Even in our darkest moments, God is with us. He never abandons us. He sees our tears, hears our cries, and longs to walk with us through the fire. In Him, we find the courage to face another day. The Bible tells us that God is love, a love that transcends all understanding. Not just that He has love or shows love, but He is love itself, the very definition of it. It's in His very essence. He's a loving Father who grieves when we hurt, who rejoices when we find joy, and who always wants the best for His children, guiding us through life's challenges. Think about the most incredible love story you've ever heard, the kind that moves mountains and changes lives. Now multiply that love by infinity, and you might begin to grasp the depth of God's love for you, a love that knows no bounds. His love is unconditional, relentless, and always pursuing us, even when we stray, never giving up on us. He doesn't promise us a life without pain, but He does promise to be our strength when we're weak, our rock in times of trouble, our comfort when we're hurting, and our hope when all seems lost, a beacon in the darkest of nights. His love is a constant in this ever-changing world, an anchor for our souls, a foundation we can always rely on. God gave us a beautiful gift, free will. We have the power to choose, to make our own decisions, to forge our own paths. But with this incredible gift comes responsibility. Sometimes our choices lead to pain and heartache, both for ourselves and others. Just like a loving parent allows their child to learn from their mistakes, God allows us to experience the consequences of our choices. He doesn't control us like puppets. He wants us to choose Him freely and wholeheartedly. But even when we mess up, when we make choices that lead us down painful paths, God's love remains. He's always there, ready to pick us up, dust us off, and help us get back on track. Throughout the Bible, we see countless stories of men and women who faced incredible hardship and suffering. Joseph was sold into slavery by his own brothers. Job lost everything: his family, his wealth, his health. David, a man after God's own heart, endured betrayal, loss, and agonizing pain. These weren't perfect people, but they chose to cling to God in the midst of their trials. And you know what? God used their suffering to shape them, to refine them, to draw them closer to Him. Think of it like this: a lump of coal under immense pressure can transform into a dazzling diamond. In the same way, our trials, though painful, can refine us, making us stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Suffering is a part of life, but it doesn't have to define us. It is in these moments of hardship that we often find our true strength and resilience. We can choose to find meaning in our pain, to allow it to draw us closer to God, to refine our faith and make us more like Him. Every trial we face can be a stepping stone towards a deeper relationship with the divine. When you're going through a difficult time, remember that you're not alone. There are others who have walked this path before you, and their stories can offer hope and encouragement. God is with you every step of the way. His presence is a constant source of comfort and strength, even when you can't see it. He sees your tears, hears your cries, and understands your pain more deeply than you can imagine. Cling to Him, for He is the source of all comfort and peace. Pour out your heart to Him. In your moments of vulnerability, let His love envelop you and bring you solace. Let His love be your strength, His word your guide, and His promises your hope. Trust in His plan, even when the path seems unclear. Even in the darkest night, His love shines brightly, offering comfort, guidance, and the unwavering assurance that He will never leave you nor forsake you. Hold on to this truth and let it light your way.